Casey, what's happening, man? So, I want to walk you through your question about programming, right, and how to move forward with that. So, the best place to do that is in your library. And so, if you go into the library, this is sort of the function where you can create programs, right? And so, for example, Train to Win Block One is a program we've created. Now, that thing is done, and I've added it to the team, right? So, basically, what I would recommend is click on the left hand side and make a copy of it and start creating Block Two. Okay, so this will allow you then in the background, and maybe creating something from scratch is easier, but I typically find if it's, truly the same type of training, it's just like progression, you might just start here, right? And go into settings and change the name instead of copy of Train to Win Block One, right? Go to settings. Let's adjust that to be Train to Win Block Two, right? And then let's go into the program. And so, in the background, you're adjusting this stuff, right? Okay, week one, maybe I want to sub out a movement. Maybe I want 4 days of training instead of 5, right? Make any change you want. And then when it's complete, to really give access, what you're going to do is go to teams, click on the actual team. So in this case, Train to Win. Look at when the training runs out, right? So it starts November 1st. Let's look through. Okay, it looks like it's going to end, right, November 29th. So what I can do is I can add from our library. I can go into programs. And let's search for Block 2. Click on Block 2. Say, you know what, let's start this thing on the 29th. I'll hit OK, and I can add it to the calendar. And so what that allows me to do is two things. One, I can get organized and get ahead, and then I can schedule stuff on the calendar, right? I'll highlight and delete this just so it's not, it's not on there unintentionally. But that being said, you can see how that would function. All right, so let's grab the rest of that. Let's take all 4 weeks off. So that's what I would do. And then from Steve's perspective, if he wants to build and sell something in the library, it's really this simple. Once you create something, so Train to Win Block One, I'll go into the settings. Right now, this is just private, right? It's in your library. Nobody can access it, but every team you create and every program you create has the option to go into the marketplace and say, yes, I want to sell it. From there, you'll give a price to it and decide, hey, do I want to sell this to coaches? Do I want to sell it to athletes? Typically, this is the setting. Yes, no to coaches. You set your price, and then you go into your new page designer, which is your sales page, right? And this is something that you have on the team also, and this is what I did, right? I went into your account and I just updated this stuff. So it's all sort of like click into and adjust, right? What's the benefit? What's the description? Throw an image in there. Even your question about, hey, how do I adjust the the images up top? I just clicked in here and we use this format, 2 images. I chose the image, right? And I threw, I think, one or the other one in, right? And we had 2 images. So everything about the sales page is adjustable, but just know that you'll go into settings to do that. For now, I'm going to turn this off, but you can sell any of these blocks of training as standalone blocks. Typically, what coaches do is exactly what you're doing. I've organized in my library, I build the training, it auto saves, right? I come back to it, and eventually once it's done, I add it to my team's calendar by going to Teams, clicking on the team, and adding that. So hit me if you have questions on any of that, but ultimately this is where people join, this is where they see access. So everything else you're doing is sort of behind the scenes. So thanks, Casey.